Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning with me, Brigand Hall. There's some stuff floating up there. Also, I'm really not happy with this helmet. I think I'm going to hide the helmet with this set. It still looks goofy. You know what? No. I'm just not happy with this set. Alright, let's talk to this guy.
Good, you're back. As much as I'm dying to know what transpired atop Sky Crown, that'll just need to wait until the Archsage is through with you. He requested you join him in his quarters, just around the corner down the hall.
It's not really just around that corner, it's around, what?
Good day.
This is the third corner. Does he have like a whole dungeon I have to go through? There's a bunch of brownies down here. Okay. It doesn't look like he's doing too hot. We're gonna ignore that for now and go collect some treasure. Oh, this is really cool. Do we teleport here? Because I feel like we're still in Rathir. There can't be that much space, right? I do like the design of these bridges. This is the first time I think we've seen this, right? I don't know that I've seen a bridge like that. Well. I know that our priority should be checking on the guy that's collapsed in the middle of this area, but there's treasure to be had. What's it? Iwa, or Iwa. Dearest Iwa, thank you for your concern. I'm well aware of the lack of learning in the newest members of our order. If nothing else, this should lend some credence to Rasp's concerns, as it seems that more people are becoming attuned to magic, including those who have never had formal tutelage. Archsage Jubal Calidus. It's got a cool name. Not entirely sure what those scissors are. Oh, I think that's a custom. Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, so I'm assuming that you get this place as a house. Or player home. I can't do anything with these yet. Alright, let's go check on this guy. Intricate glyphs surround the body on the floor, seemingly drawn in the dead man's blood by his own hand. One empty space is visible within the complex pattern, located just above the prone man's hand. Place your hand in the empty space.
Greetings, Adept, at last. I had hoped you'd come sooner. The curse is strong. That you are here at all is a godsend. The creature that has stalked the minds of our savants, Nuala, Kadok, and Ethan. She is here. She has come for me, at last.
Yeah, what curse?
The possession she used on the savants you encountered. I tried to fend her off. Though I stand before you, the sorceress has begun usurping other parts of my mind. I retained a part of myself, and made the glyph that took you here.
Why ask me for help?
When we met in Talarain, I knew then that Savant Inga was right about you. Maybe too right. It is more than chance, Adept, that has brought you into contact with this sorceress before. And it's more than luck, I think, that you survived each encounter.
Who is she?
She is the one that has stalked the minds of our greatest mages. But there is a more troubling history than that. Once I have been freed, there will be plenty of time to discuss her true nature.
And how can we stop her?
I am not the Archsage without cause. I had prepared myself for this manner of attack. It is how I can speak with you now. She is assuming control of my uncontrolled thoughts. I cannot venture out of this sanctum, lest I fall to her. You must thwart her plans. Take this, the true history of our order. It is the only help I can give you now.
The Scully Arcana.
There is more to our history than books and scrolls, but we must solve matters here first. Then I will answer all you ask.
Okay, return to Rathir.
If you wish to return to my chambers in Rathir, I will accommodate you. But do not wait too long to return. I need your help to defeat this curse.
I will stay for now.
Good. If we are swift, we should be able to break this curse before my mind is completely hers.
Okay, possess savants.
I have been following what has happened to the savants that conducted your initiation. Those poor souls. If this dark sorceress is done with them, she must have learned all she could. She must be near her goal.
Jubal Calidus.
As the Archsage, I've trained myself to withstand attacks to my mind. Her previous attempts were weak, not as immediate as this. She does not target my conscious self now. She instead moves to conquer my repressed flaws, my misguided thoughts, and she will exploit them in time.
What can I expect from her?
The sorceress has taken over some parts of my mind. They will be strong, magnified aspects of myself. Be wary.
I'm not worried about you. Don't you worry. I'm one tough cookie. The possession begins. It has come. What Ephraim has warned me of, the fear that has plagued the mind of every Archsage of our order, has come to pass. She has awoken. She has found a way from her cell. I thought when such a time came, it would prove to be a more marked event that we notice as the harbinger of her freedom. And though I had reports of an initiate whose trial killed some savants and drove others to madness, she did not appear immediately. That was her greatest triumph. For that we knew of her, we expected her appearance to be marked by cataclysm and chaos. The raging storm has no need of subtlety and cleverness, for with a whim its winds can rip flesh from bones and burn all in its path. But she knew we would gird ourselves for such assaults, and connive to overwhelm the strongest of our orders from the shadows. And now, there are two left, myself and the mind of the initiate who was present at her summoning. Even now, I feel my mind beginning to falter. Ethan Engar must have fallen, and with him, there is but one left whom I can support in earnest to assume the mantle of Archsage. But I cannot falter yet. I'll summon the once was initiate here, and with aid, wrest control of my mind free from the dark sorceress. To have my mind be walked upon is troubling. There are many things in here I wish no one to face or learn, for they are the things I had to rid myself of long ago, when I assumed the leadership of the Scully Arcana. But if she is to be felled, I must be rid of her. Oh. Whoops, alright. The mantle passes. He has passed. After but a few weeks upon attaining the level of Savant, I was summoned to the chambers of the Archsage, deep in the cavern beneath our chapter house, and I found him on the floor, struggling for breath but otherwise still. Helped to his senses, he realized that he was dying, and the Balin had reached out to take Ephraim. He had yet to draw him to death. It was then that he laid everything bare. No truth was omitted, no lie spoken. The true purpose of our order, the true meaning of our values and studies were, after all my life, made plainly understood. And with that, he passed, pressing the band of cloth, the ring of the Archsage, into my hand. I was to take the reins, he said. For better or worse, it had to be me. Oh, I need to go the other way. Whoopsies. I thought he was stunned. My bad. Non-patronage. Archsage Ephraim has taken me into his confidence once more, though I do not know why. Were I to praise my skills honestly, I have only a tolerable competency and interest in gemcraft and alchemy. I found some small enjoyment in the art of creating and dispelling wards. There's only one application of the craft that I truly find myself attracted to and master of: battle magic. At first, it was no small shame of mine that, unlike the scholastic brethren I trained with for the majority of my life, I did not wish to live my life always in the library. My father, from what little I recall of him, lived part of his life as a warrior, and I suppose that blood was passed down to me. But still, what use would I be as an apprentice to the Archsage of our order? Should that rank not go to a better rounded student of magic? I know little of the Archsage's duties. Indeed, I believe it was my inquiries regarding this ignorance that first brought myself to Archsage Ephraim's attention. But should they not act as custodian to the whole business of the order, and not merely one part of it? There are many better candidates amongst my peers, who, upon noticing Archsage Ephraim's increased attention to myself, have made similar claims in less polite terms, to be fostered by one as the Archsage. I do not wish a chain of ink and parchment on myself. As long as magic changes, there will always be battles to be fought with it. Alright, let's go open up that last chest before I trigger something that doesn't allow me to come back and open up the chests. We'll play it safe. Alright, this is not the way I need to go. We'll go this way then. A little back and forth.
Persistent, aren't you? From ruins to mountaintops, even in the mind of your pathetic Archsage, who, despite you standing here, has given up hope. In fact, right now he is trying to tell you it is useless to fight Sydanus.
How are you manipulating him?
In all the minds I have seen, there have been none that carried such indifference as this Archsage. Does he care about the wars that wage across his land? No. Does he care for the lives of his subordinates? Not in the slightest. He long ago surrendered to the inevitability of my return.
You are Ciara Sydanus?
Yes. I am the tyrant queen of the Dark Empyrean. The fools of the Scholia Arcana believe I was killed, but the Archsage knows the truth. It is, perhaps, why he has surrendered all hope. He knows I cannot be defeated, only delayed.
Well, you know how this will end.
I do, as does this Archsage. Look at this man. He is a pawn of fate, completely surrendered to it. He has hidden this apathy from the world, but now, let it be seen. The demons of this man's mind are yours to contend with, child.
Oh, alright. Everybody chill out for just a second. Just having to parry because I'm constantly being locked into my block animation. That was cool. There we go. The world I left. If she thought that leaving those flowers pressed in this tome would work, she was right. By the gods, I thought that years of books and tutelage and learning would be enough to prepare me for anything. For the world of troubles and problems that I might eventually have to solve, and they did not. Nothing could have prepared me for her, sitting on a hill and waiting for me as the sun came down. The wind teasing out the red-brown hair that flowed like wine and water. So long for it had never touched a blade in its life. She laughed and it smelled like apple smell, and she smiled and it sounded like birds in spring. I only came to test her aptitude to spellcraft, and in those scant seconds before we spoke to one another, I nearly fell so far into her eyes that I could not hope to escape. How could a force as strong as this exist? Am I just a fool in a line of fools that spans the centuries? Disarmed though I was, I carried out my duly appointed task. She laughed and told me that she had no desire to lead a life of craft and books and study, to forsake life as it is lived for life as it might be. And looking into her eyes, I could not come to find her at fault. There's a world out there that is different from the one that we of the Scholia lead. I walked away from that world some time ago, and only once, when I met her, have I ever had cause to regret that decision. Hey, Gaia's Helm! Which is the better version of the Fey Hunter set. We now have two pieces. I think we have the chest and the helm. And that's the one that gives you the increased stun chance and stun duration. Alright, the human's talent. Professor Aowilin was sore at me today, because my potion was able to cure the aurochs of Cloverboat, and Valiant's wasn't. She said I had relied too much on luck to ensure my balances were correct, and that Valiant's reagents had wilted in the summer heat. But I know the real reason she's mad is because her prize student isn't as good as the human. The Alfar seem to have wielded magic since always. The humans have to make do otherwise, or have had to make do otherwise. Every day I feel stronger and stronger. The Alfar know I'm not the only human that can use magic to this degree, and they know it. What? I feel like that's an extremely redundant sentence. They're afraid that they're going to lose the only thing that's kept them lording over us for decades. Professor Aowilin thinks that I'm the face of the coming change. She's afraid of me. She should be. When I was less than 2 and 5, I burned my family's woodshed to the ground with the thought. Some of our students had to train for years before they could make as much as a cinder. Even though I'm good at it, I'm not going to spend my life studying potion craft and writing tomes. The heat from that fire still warms my hand. It's a comfort. The only one I still have left.
And so my attempts to foster his indifference seem to have met their end. It does not matter. I have accomplished all I would have liked to. My freedom is guaranteed, so I can focus my attentions on you. You are my closest friend, after all. You served your purpose well.
What have you done to his mind?
This body is the incarnation of the Archsage's goals and ideals. For all his aspirations, the man is a slave to his discipline. It is a pity. Had I the time to foster some of these ambitions, he would make a useful pawn, just like you.
What do you mean, my purpose?
Do you not understand, child? It was your initiation that freed me. The magic of the spell could not find your potential, and so it chose the greatest power this world has ever known.
Alright, enough of this. Time to die.
All you will do is strike down this man's twisted ambition. The world might thank you, in time. After all, you see all the parts of himself this Archsage ignored to reach this point. Let us see if they were worthy sacrifices. You will know my fury!
Whoops. Alright. Let's do it this way. Nope, just short of it. That's fine. I'm not hurting for experience, so. Alright, the wild flame. Mommy isn't crying the funny men with pointed ears are taking me. Mommy isn't crying. But she looks like she will, isn't she sad? Why isn't she being sad? She might be mad at me still for what I did to the woodshed, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to. I just got so scared when that dog got near me that I threw my hands up. Then there was fire and heat, and the woodshed was on fire. I didn't know I didn't want to make it, but the dog caught fire too. I couldn't stop it. I could only stare, and watch as everything started to burn around me, and I was sorry. I was so sorry, so sorry. But it wasn't enough. Daddy found me and hit me hard, once in the eye, and once in the back. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I didn't mean to. And he did it anyway. Anyways, I was so sorry. And then he kept hitting me until I stopped crying. But Mommy just stood there. And she was crying, but it was quiet. And it was to herself. It's like watching her now as they're taking me away. They have me by my hand, and they're leading me away. And no one's saying goodbye. And no one's saying I'll miss you. No one's saying they love me. I am put in the care of strangers, and I'm going away forever to learn how I made things burn. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mommy, and I'm so very sorry. Jeez, that was hard to read. Alright. There is loot here, and the last body had a unique piece of loot in it, so I really don't want to leave it behind, but if I can't loot it, there's nothing I can do about it.
I no longer feel the prying of Sydanus on my mind. You have freed me of her. Thank you, Adept. By freeing me of her influence, I can distill for you those thoughts you have liberated. From my ambition, I can impart to you an indomitable resolve. From my indifference, I can craft a fearless impartiality. The choice is yours.
How can you give this gift?
I am the Archsage, but I am also a human. There were certain flaws of character that I had repressed. Sydanus intensified those flaws until they threatened to overcome me. By destroying them, you freed me of these flaws. I can give you the knowledge of this freedom.
And what are the options again?
From my indifference, I can impart to you a sense of fearlessness. Through ambition, you can gain a will to strive for perfection. In many ways, they seem similar, but to you, the effects are disparate.
Okay, I assume that I'm gonna get a twist of fate from choosing this. I don't know what to choose. Maybe fearlessness? Plus 5% elemental damage, plus 1 to sorcery abilities. Imbued with the tempered indifference of Archsage Calidus. No foe or challenge gives you pause.
Quality you certainly do not lack. But I think you will require every last ounce of our metal to see this through to the end. Now, are you prepared to leave? We have much ahead of us when we return to my quarters.
Yeah, let's dip out. Yeah, send me back.
Good. When we return, speak with me. The sorceress will not be suffered any longer.
Well, I wonder if the other one would have given me something that wasn't a bonus to my sorcery abilities, since I don't use those. Oh well. Let's do the plus 5% to my elemental damage, so you know, I got something out of it, I guess. I'm going the right way, right? Yeah.
Greetings.
I feel like we're about to wrap up the this quest line.
Hello.
So we got the twist of fate from it. I feel like the twist of fates are usually the rewards for the end of the quests.
I am sure you have questions, and I shall do my best to answer them. First, let me say this. No adept in the history of the Scholia Arcana has earned the Savant's Ring more than you. Take it with my gratitude. Now prepare yourself. The time for suffering the predations of our enemy is at an end. It is our turn to strike.
Okay, now let's call the Arcana.
Dark times are upon us, Savant. The tragedies recently befallen our most powerful members speaks to a greater conspiracy at work. I should have acted sooner. I should have seen what was coming. I promise you this. I will do what is necessary to keep the Order from being destroyed, whatever the cost.
Okay, Sydanus' power.
There is little else we can do but summon her. It might seem foolish, but if we do not try here, we will surely fail later.
Okay, Athan Engar.
Savant Ingar was a dear friend, and one of the Scholia Arcana's most powerful assets. His loss will be felt by all within the Order.
Alright, what is it that you propose?
It is time for you to learn the truth of our Order. The truth of Sierra Sydanus and the fall of the Dark Empyrean. Sierra Sydanus was never killed, Savant. She was imprisoned within the very stones of Rathir. Because of you, she has awakened, and though trapped, she has proven formidable. Now to destroy her, we must release her.
I feel like if she was imprisoned within Rathir, it would have made more sense to come to the Scully Arcana in Rathir for the initiation and then have that awaken her. Because we were in Issa when it happened. And I feel like maybe the magic of the Fae in Issa would have disrupted that connection somehow. I don't know. I feel like there's some nuanced magic there that could have... You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's not my story to tell. I'm just playing through it. Why is it my fault?
When Ethan Engar cast the ritual for your initiation trial, he created a magic whose purpose was to conjure that which could challenge your potential. None could have anticipated that. To do so, the magic of the ritual would actually find Sydanus, buried deep within her prison. The smallest part of her consciousness was summoned into your trial. Once awakened, she began using the minds of those involved to craft her escape.
Who else knows the truth?
The truth of the Scully Arcana's founding, its true purpose, is a secret that has been passed down from Archsage to Archsage. We have many savants within our order, those supremely gifted in the arts of alchemy or sagecrafting or scholarship. But there is a reason that Archsages are chosen according to their mastery of war magic. Because one day, Sydanus will return, and one must be prepared to face her.
Okay, tell me what to do.
Since her awakening, Sydanus has been reaching out from her prison and possessing mages within our order. Her goal was the creation of 3 elemental keys: the sun, storm, and frost stones that you hold now. We will use these keys exactly as Sydanus intended. We will free her, and I will kill her.
Okay, very well, let's do it.
The brilliant Savaladan Bloodgood led the founders to build the very grounds of the Scully Arcana into a spell. The glyph that imprisons Sydanus. Let the magic guide you. Walk the grounds, and place each key with the appropriate founder, and the spell will be undone. When Sydanus is free, join me at the center of the glyph. She will emerge, and I shall make my stand. Good luck.
Alright, well, let's start with the gnome. It's pretty cool.
The prison is weakening. Only one more key remains. I can feel the harmonies of the spell glyph unraveling. She is coming, Savant.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some, I was gonna pop some of these. Master Precision, Slashing Fury, Intelligence, Master Steel Curtain. Don't need this, I'm just gonna pop it anyway. It's a buff, we'll just throw that on. Let's see. Sure.
Be ready. Why does she not reveal us? No. Stay back. It's you must. Ah!
For so long, I have anticipated this moment. To savor the sweet taste of freedom, and to destroy the legacy of those that imprisoned me. And I owe it all to you. From the beginning, you've played your part with a bright perfection. Each step in harmony with my will. Fool. So much potential. It is a pity I have to kill you now.
But you're not going to. What did you do to the Archsage?
Archsage. What silly titles you children use. That wretch would have been a servant in the Dark Empyrean. But rest assured, he is safe now. Deep within the very same spell that bound me. And he will rot there for all eternity.
Okay. Well, let's get this over with.
How eager you are. I'm the one who spent the last 7 centuries trapped within a prison. Very well. Until today, you've tasted but a glimmer of my power. Now behold the might of the Dark Empyrean. You are...
Where you at? Sucker. Oh, mistimed that a little bit. Oh, ran right into that. I need to take out these possessed students, because I can do that too. Get that sweet attack speed. Come here. Alright, looks like I can probably just ignore these guys. Well, that was a cool looking spell. I don't think I've ever had that used against me. Come here, you. You jerk. Just like a bow and arrow or something to shoot at her with. I don't know if it would hit her during that spell. You jerk. Come here. There we go. That's a cool way to finish this. Oh, just short. I hesitated at the beginning. Hey, but we got the I think the last piece of that set.
You have done what no other member of our order could. You have faced Sydanus and emerged victorious. After your trial of initiation, Jubal Calidus gave this to me. I realize now he meant for you to have it upon his death. The Scholia Arcana owes you everything, and are now yours to command, Archsage.
Alright, two things. One, how does he know who Sydanus is? Because that's an Archsage secret, right? I'm sure they know who she is, historically speaking, but how does he know that's who I just fought? Because, again, that was an Archsage secret, unless it was in the note that the Archsage gave him. 2, there was up. I had another point. I don't remember what it was now. Shoot, what was it? It doesn't matter. Aaron Methnine.
With Savant Engar indisposed, running the day-to-day affairs of the chapter has fallen to me.
Oh yeah, Engar, or not Engar. What's his name? The Archsage. He's imprisoned. He's not dead, right? Because she said he was going to suffer for all of eternity in the prison that held her. She wasn't dead in the prison. Shouldn't we be looking for a way to free him? Actually, with the stones that are in place, shouldn't the prison be open anyway? I don't know, I feel like there's a couple plot points that haven't been explained. Rathir.
The city's facilities are suitable for our use, and certain parts of it are not without their charms.
Scholarly Arcana.
In moments of solitude, I wonder, with recent events plaguing our mages so, will we survive these coming times?
Who knows? Let's see. Oh yeah, I did get a couple of accessories. We got the Savant Ring, so instead of... Yeah, it's a 3% upgrade to the damage across the board, because the Adept's Ring was 7% to all damage, and I think from 8 to 9% mana cost, or minus from 8 to 9 mana cost, and then I think plus 5 extra mana compared to the Adept's Ring. And then this one is another 5% upgrade across the board, and a plus 5 mana and plus minus 1% mana cost. So this a ring marking the bearer as having earned the rights and honors of the rank of Savant in the Scholarly Arcana, and a ring marking the bearer as having earned the rights and honors of the rank of Archsage in the Scholarly Arcana. Neither of which I care about. So we done with that questline now? Yep, straight done. Alright, let's go inside and check out the Archsage's quarters, because there are those 3 chests that I couldn't interact with previously. And I'm going to surmise that there's a unique set of armor there. But we'll see. Yeah, I didn't realize we are going to wrap up the questline that fast. It's a very short questline, especially compared to like the Warsworn questline. Not that, yeah, it was kind of sudden. Which I think is fine. I don't think you need to drag out quest lines, you know, artificially. So we accomplished everything we needed to accomplish, and that was that. So we have a storage here. I want to see if it's a universal storage. It is! Well, look at that. And then where were those chests at? Right across here. Okay, well that was disappointing. Maybe if you didn't find all the Empyrean pieces, because I think there's a couple pieces that are guaranteed in certain locations but can also be found randomly. So maybe if I didn't find the Empyrean pieces, those chests would have provided it to me. Also, this is a very, very inconvenient player home. You have to go through what? So whenever you come to Rathir, so you have to load into Rathir, right? Then you have to go up to the upper city, so that's 2. Then into the Scholarly Arcana, that's 3 loading screens. And then you have to go into like the actual building in the Scholarly Arcana, so that's 4. And then you have to come to the Archsage's quarters, that's 5. That's 5 loading screens to get to here. That's never worthwhile. I'm never going to use this place. So to see if the Empyrean set, it's not all grouped up. I'm going to assume that I got all of it. Because there's boots, gauntlets, the cow, and I saw the robe up top. I guess I'm just missing the leggings or the boots or something. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Can't use it anyway. Yeah, this is an awful player home. 5 loading screens, where in Kenarok you only have 2. You can fast travel there, and then you enter the house, and that's it. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna call the episode here. Off camera, I'm gonna go to Captain Gonthorm, and we'll pursue the Warsworn quest in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.